So today we're going to look at how you can decide on your funding goal. Deciding your funding goal is one of the most important make or break questions you must ask yourself before you start your campaign. A funding goal that is set too high could mean you risking months of hard work and walking away without any capital if you are using the fixed funding campaign mode on Kickstarter and Indiegogo. On the other hand, a funding goal that is set too low or set wrongly could mean that you will have to put additional campaign costs out of your own pocket. And this is a very costly move that you don't want to make. So how do we go about deciding your funding goal then? The first thing is to start by totaling up all your costs. And what I mean here is all your project and reward fulfillment costs. So let's be honest here. None of us actually like accounting. And I hated it when I was growing up and studying in school. But as I started doing my own business, I realized how important it is to be able to account for all costs. Otherwise, they will spiral quickly out of control. So what are some of these costs that you have to look at? First and foremost, you look at fixed costs of your project that includes manufacturing costs, website costs, or even renting a storefront if you have. These are the costs that you want to factor in, the fixed costs. The second group of costs that you want to look at are rewards costs. These are the costs that you will incur in producing the rewards that you will send out to your backers. The third thing are the shipping and fulfillment costs. And that includes the cost of buying mailing envelopes, parcel boxes, and even international shipping fees for your backers. Bear in mind that custom tax duties are also included under shipping and fulfillment, so it's wise to do your own research beforehand. I have had a couple of products that were stuck at custom checkpoint in Germany before because we did not check out the cost properly. The marketing costs are the next group of costs that you want to include, and these include the cost of running ad campaigns, press release distribution if you have any PR articles, and as well as event promotion. Then you want to look at crowdfunding platform costs. These are the standard costs that crowdfunding platforms, almost every single platform charges across the board, and they can total up to 10% of your funds raised, including your payment processor fees. An important point to note is that Indiegogo charges 9% if you do not hit your funding goals, and only 4% if you do reach your funding goals. And if your bank account is based outside the US, there's a one-time wire transfer fee of $25. So factor that in mind too. And last but not least, you want to factor in the professional help costs. This is especially so if you plan on hiring a creative video agency to do your video, a PR agency, or even a crowdfunding consultant. So you want to factor all these extra costs in. Okay, take note that there are plenty of different tiered pricing options out there in the market, depending on whether you are an individual, startup, or a full-fledged company. And so you might want to do some research to find out. Some of these agencies do offer special tiered pricing for startups. Okay, and all these things total up to form your total cost. Now next, you want to budget for more money than you think you need. Okay, a well-funded project is one that often raises far more than its funding goal. But even with extra funds, the money depletes very quickly as your costs mount up. As they say, money has wings and it has a way of flying off. So some of these costs, like I mentioned earlier, include manufacturing delays, unforeseen shipping, and import custom duties. So a good safety measure would be to add an additional 20% cost overrun buffer on top of your total cost that you have previously calculated. So this buffer will help to absorb these cost overruns and delays. The third thing, ask for only 80% of your actual funding requirement. Now you might be surprised. Why not just ask for the total amount of costs? Well, one big secret of successful crowdfunding campaigns is that they actually ask for lower than what they actually need. While it might sound risky, let me give you 2 reasons why this is very important. Firstly, people like to see the progress bar move and that they have helped you to get to the finish line. If you have a smaller funding goal, the progress is much more obvious and evident. But if you set a high funding goal, you run the risk of much slower progress, and backers can get turned off very quickly as they might not believe that you can actually reach your funding goal. Secondly, it is the power of social proof. Looking at the first campaign versus the second campaign, which one are you more likely to fund? the one that has got only $525 pledged versus the one that is already 1,173% funded? The obvious answer would be the second one. Why? Because a lower funding goal makes it easier to hit the target. Okay? And when a campaign is fully funded ahead of its deadline, as it is in the case of the second one, people find it more credible and hence much lesser of a barrier to fund your project. This is because others have already gone ahead of these people to validate your idea by putting their cash. So it's just like the penguin theory. Everyone's just waiting for the first penguin to jump off. But when you see many penguins jumping off a cliff, you know that the penguins know that that is a safe place to jump off. Okay? Momentum generates more momentum. So in a nutshell, these are the 3 things that we talked about deciding your funding goal. You can use the attached worksheets in this video course to help you along. Take care and have fun.